What's going on, guys? It's Rollin with Rollin's Amazing Photography, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be attempting to do some woodland photography. That's definitely out of my comfort zone, where I was originally planning on entering the woods behind me. It's pretty grown up, and I don't know if that's going to be possible. I know what you're wondering. You're thinking, why is he wearing orange? Well, where I live, it is deer season, and to prevent from getting shot in the woods, I have on orange because that's what hunters are supposed to do. And even though I'm not hunting, obviously, I still don't want to get shot. So, I'm going to find a good spot to start, and then I'm going to do that. I'm not wearing muck boots, and there is like a creek. So that probably wasn't the brightest decision on my part, but let's do this whole woodland photography thing. No part of me likes thorns. And right behind me right here, there's a lot of thorns. So, oh, that's just a branch. So I'm gonna try to find a way around this because I think back in here is probably where I'm gonna have the most luck. If you are wondering in terms of gear, I have my Nikon D500 in my backpack along with the 24 to 70 millimeter and a 70 to 200 millimeter, which are both also Nikkor lenses. So let's move along. So I've always been very open with you all on YouTube, and it's been no secret ever that landscape photography is not my speciality or my strong suit or anything like that. I've made that very clear to you all over the years that I've done this. It's crazy to say years, but I have. So this is a struggle for me. I have filmed a woodland photography video before, and it was just an absolute failure. It was probably about a year ago. Did not go well. I could not get any good photos, and the longer I'm out here, the more concerned I am that that's going to be the same way that this video turns out. So I'm kind of looking around, and there's nothing that really pops. The woods that I'm in is just so chaotic, and there's so many different branches going everywhere, and so many different trees in so many different directions. It's really tough, which means I'm probably going to end up pulling out the 70 to 200 rather than the 24 to 70, and I'm probably going to do a more tighter end crop on something. But I've got to find something to do that on first, and right now that is not happening. So let's just see how this plays out. So I've just set up my first composition here. Should I do a fake accent or something? Because to do landscape photography and woodland photography like I'm doing, I feel like I should have some kind of an accent, because everyone who does this always has an accent. I'm not going to do an accent. This first photo doesn't even have a tree in it. In fact, it has a dead tree in it with just a bunch of moss. As far as my settings go, I am at 1/25 of a second. I'm at f8, and I am at ISO of 500. I'm focusing on moss that is sitting, that is on a branch with a bunch of leaves around it, and I have some leaves in the foreground that are out of focus, and I have some leaves in the background that are out of focus. I'm actually going to overexpose this just a little, not even by a stop, just a little. I'm going down to 1/20th of a second, and I'm going to go ahead and snap the photo. It looks pretty good. It looks decently sharp. I am going to take a few more just to make sure that I get this focus spot on. I am on wide AF, which probably isn't the best. So I'm actually going to switch to single point, and I'm going to try taking this same shot again. That looks better, I feel like. I feel like that looks much better. I'm gonna take a couple of more just to make sure that we get a really good photo, because I don't want to mess this up. I am using my 70 to 200 millimeter to get this, which is really adding a lot more compression to the photo, making it a little bit more interesting. It's possible I might do this in a sepia tone rather than actually doing it in color. I'm not sure how I'm going to process it yet. but that will be seen eventually. Here's the photo. So I am out of the woods. That's a funny saying. Anyways, I'm headed over to this side to see what I got. Whoa, that actually looks really pretty. So the sky's been extremely ugly all day, and now it kind of looks pretty. But I don't want to deal with putting on filters for my lens yet. So I've been trying to keep the sky out of the image and just kind of the trees and no sky. But if the sky does turn the pretty blue that it kind of looks like it might, I might start putting some of the sky in it too. We're just gonna see. Hopefully I can find the composition over here better than what I could at the other location. So what I'm doing right now technically isn't woodland photography, but it's a really pretty sky and there's trees in it, so we're doing it anyways. There's a really kind of dramatic light where the sun is at, and then there's some really pretty dark clouds that are coming in. I'm actually going to tilt this just a little bit to the right. Yeah, there we go. Because these are kind of unique shots. I still have on the, oh, that was really blurry. I still have on my 70 to 200 millimeter lens. My current settings are I'm at 1/15th of a second, ISO of 100, and I'm at f16. That is my phone beeping. I'm actually going to up my ISO to 400 and up my shutter speed to about 1/250th, just so I'm catching, just so those clouds are more sharper, because at 1/15th of a second those clouds were really kind of, they just weren't that sharp. They were really kind of soft. I'm going to move down to f8 if you will, and now I'm going to up my shutter speed to 1/800th of a second, and I'm going to take some more shots like this, because I'm really getting a lot more sharpness in those clouds this way, which makes this shot look better to me, in my opinion. It's a matter of opinion, but I personally think the shot looks more dramatic with the clouds being sharp and in focus. So here's the shot or shots. I'm set up here at the edge of the woods and I'm taking some shots right now. We have the sun is shining really pretty right where I'm at right now. My settings for this shot are I'm at 1/100th of a second, I'm at ISO 500, and I'm at f8. All it is, it's a pretty simple composition. It's a tree to the right of the frame, and then you can see some trees blurred out in the background. Even at f8, I'm still getting a lot of background blur, and I believe that's from the compression of the 200 millimeter lens. I'm gonna experiment around here a little bit longer while we've got some nice light, and I'm gonna see if there's anything else that I can kind of capture here. So yet again, I've proved my point that I'm not a landscape photographer and that's not my strong suit. The images I got weren't really anything outstanding. They were alright. Not bad for someone who's not really used to landscape photography. I am going to go ahead and call the video here. I did have quite fun just being out in the woods and kind of walking around. In my defense, Kentucky does not have the best woods, especially my location in Kentucky doesn't have the best woods to be doing woodland photography. I feel like if I was somewhere like Scotland or Denmark, I would be having a lot more luck because they seem to have these really nice fogs in the woods and the sun's just right. Maybe it just depends on the photographer for woodland. I just might not be that good at it. But I do feel like I would have more luck if I was in a different kind of forest environment where everything wasn't so chaotic and hectic and just kind of everywhere in the photo. I do want to thank you all for tuning in to today's video. I have videos that come out every single Friday. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. That's all I have for today's video. If you've watched this far, definitely make sure that you like today's video and subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing day.